Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Mide Nancy and I'm super excited to have you guys on the channel today. Thank you so much for 3,000 subscribers. I'm super excited. I'm grateful. So for every new person here, you can ask questions in the comment section below if you want to know more about me and everything. Anyway, I am a Nigerian currently living in France. I film about study, work in Europe. I also film lifestyle content. So if this interests you, please stay tuned to the channel and don't go anywhere. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining how you can convert your 1-year visa to a residence permit in France. If this sounds like what you're interested in watching, then let's get into the video. Whether you're coming to France as an international student or as a temporary worker, whatever status you're coming with, you are most likely going to be given a 1-year visa from your home country. For example, international students coming from Nigeria to France to study their masters or even bachelor's, regardless of the number of years of their bachelor's or their masters, they get a 1-year visa from the French embassy in Nigeria. So upon getting to France, many of them start asking questions about, oh, how do I apply for a visa in France? The first thing you need to know is that when you come to France, you cannot apply for a visa. You can only apply for a residence permit. It could be a student residence permit, it could be a temporary worker residence permit, it could be an entrepreneur residence permit. So it all depends. So first thing you want to do is that when you get to France on your student visa, on your temporary work visa, you want to validate your visa. So you have 3 months upon arriving in France to validate your visa. Currently, I think for student visa, it's 50 euros you have to validate it. And for like temporary workers, you have to validate it for like 200 euros thereabouts. The validation process is very easy. You just search online like, how do I validate my French visa, and you find the site. You just need to upload a picture of your visa, upload a biodata page of your passport, and it will prompt you to make payments, and you make the payments, and then your visa is validated. You download like a document that says that you have validated your visa. If you do not validate your visa within 3 months of arriving in France, then you are considered an illegal citizen after 3 months, even though you still have your visa. So it is very important for you. So if you ever want to come to France, you have to know that information. Now, for you to apply for a residence permit, you must apply at most 3 months before the expiration of your visa, the one you brought from your home country. So if your visa is expiring in September, count 3 months back. So you need to apply at least June, July max for you to be able to get even a response from the residence permit people. So how do you go about it? That's a whole step-by-step video on its own, but I feel like it is very easy to navigate, and I think you can change the filters to English if you ever find it difficult to navigate the site. The site is called ANEF. Now, there are some prefectures. I'm saying prefecture because I don't know if there's an English name for it. Prefecture is the body or organization in charge of giving out residence permits. That's the immigration office. Prefecture de Lille, Prefecture de Paris. There are prefectures everywhere in France. Some prefectures prefer that you apply physically, like you put your documents together and you bring it to their office to submit, and they check it, and they prefer that. So you need to actually try to book an appointment with your prefecture if possible. Like for one, I know that the prefecture of Lille, you cannot book an appointment with them. You need to do everything online, and if they ever want you, they will give you a chance to make an appointment with them. But based off the testimonies from my colleagues living in other regions of France, that there's some prefectures where you can just book appointments and then go to them and tell them what your problem is. While some of them you can go very early and join the queue, and they'll just take people, maybe the first 20 people on the queue randomly, and answer their request. In your own case, you have come to France as an international student. Make sure that you complete your first year of study. That first year is very important. There are many people that want to come to France and they're just coming as a student, but they really don't want to be a student. Just so you don't get into trouble, try to complete that first year of education, because it is the result of your first year of education that you are going to use to apply for a residence permit. So it's not automatic that, oh, I've been here for 1 year, they're going to automatically give me. That's not how it works. They can reject giving you a residence permit and you have to go back home. Complete your first year of education. Even if you fail, it's not a big deal. The school will give you a letter that says that you are going to like have a carryover, like you are repeating the year. So instead of, if it's a master's degree, instead of 2 years, now you are finishing, now you will be completing your master's within 3 years. So the letter with your transcript, every year you're going to get your transcript. That's what you're going to use to apply for a student residence permit for anyone who it's too tough for and you fail. But for those who pass the first year, they're going to give you a certificat de réussite, a certificate of success, something like that, like you passed. The certificate together with your transcript is what you're going to use to apply for a resident permit. The point is not for you to wait for the certificate because sometimes you don't get the certificate until the next year is about to like start. The thing is that in France, most masters start in September. You have your first semester within September to December-ish. Second semester begins January to April-ish. And then you are on vacation till the next. Mostly you'll be writing project, doing defense and everything, even during the vacation. Or if you have internship, you have to do your internship before the second year starts the next September. Sometimes you never get the certificate de réussite, even though you pass until like maybe even at the end of August. By April, begin to gather your documents together. Try to ask your secretaries, your program coordinators for your transcripts. By June-ish, you should already be planning to send in your application. It's better you send your applications early than you send it too late. But when you apply late, lots of people also apply late at the same time, and then you all are just there waiting, and they're just like, oh, they've not even gotten to your file, they've not gotten to your name. Basically, for students, you need your certificate de réussite, transcript, passport, your validation of your visa. To even create an account on the ANEF site, you need to enter the number, the validation number. You need to gather your proof of funds because for the next year, you need to have some funds as well. So now, if you have a job you've been doing for the whole first year, like maybe you were you're working at a restaurant and you are continuing at the same restaurant, you just need the same employment letter that says that you are still working for the restaurant. You need to show it that, oh, this is my proof of funds because I'm still working here and I'm earning so amount per month. And you can like add your pay slip together with it so they see that, oh, this is the amount this person is earning. If you like, you can also put your bank, not your bank statement, like the final, the whole amount you have in your account. Now listen to this part. You get a document that confirms that you have applied. That confirmation document, you need to keep it with all your heart because that document is very important. So if anything happens and they misplace your file, they mistakenly deleted it, or they can say you never applied, but that confirmation, it shows that you actually applied and they are at fault if anything happens. You might actually not get a response from them till your current visa expires in September and you start panicking. But do not panic because the confirmation, it shows that you applied on time at least 3 months before the expiration of your current visa. And in that case, even if you are arrested somewhere, you are not in the country illegally because you have applied. You cannot travel with the confirmation, like leave France and hope to come back to France with the confirmation. It doesn't work that way. In a situation where you have a 1 year travailleur temporaire visa and you'd like to convert it to a residence permit, you cannot convert to a travailleur temporaire residence permit when you have a travailleur temporaire visa. You can only switch to being a student with that one. And it still doesn't work in every region. There are some regions that are totally against it and they will insist that from a travailleur temporaire visa, when it is over, go back to your home country and come back with another visa. Some will argue with you like that, but most times, for most of us, it actually worked. We were able to switch to the student residence permit. So the process is the same. Before the end of your travailleur temporaire visa, if you already have admission, you have to use your admission letter, the validation, documents that you downloaded after validating your visa, proof of funds, your biodata page, and all those things. You just need to add everything together. Go to the ANEF site or find out from your prefecture. Now, do not make this mistake of applying in the prefecture of where you are living. You need to apply to the prefecture of the school you are going to be. For example, as a travailleur temporaire, I was working in Lille. Now I've gotten an admission in Marseille, and it's June, July, I want to begin applying for a residence permit, I will not apply to the prefecture of Lille. I will apply to the prefecture of Marseille. So this is the mistake most of us made, myself included, and it affected us for like over a year. Uh, it was difficult for us to eventually get our permit. Some had to eventually go back home and come back again for everything to be settled. How do you do this? To create an account on the ANF site, they will always ask for your address, for you to input your address. Do not put the address of where you are. Once you put the address of where you are, the ANF site automatically sends your file to the prefecture of that place that you are living. Because I'm still living here and it's still April, it's June, I feel like, oh, I still have my rent here. Let me begin my ANF application. I put my address here, and my school, the admission I got is in Marseille, or the schools that I applied to that I'm keeping my fingers crossed on that I'm going to get admission from are not like they're not in Lille, they're in like maybe Marseille or Nice or Bordeaux. Once I put my Lille address, my application goes to the prefecture of Lille. And you might be thinking that, oh, then it's gonna be easy, because if once Lille opens my document and they see that my admission letter is Marseille, they're going to send my file to Marseille. That's what I thought. That's what many of us thought, but doesn't work that way. So do not make that mistake. Do not fall into that trap. You know what was gonna happen? The document is just gonna be in Lille, and they will never touch it because they feel like this person is not studying in Leo. Why should we give? And they will never send you a message to tell you that, oh, this your application is not okay. You need to do this, and go and apply. You just be there waiting for months till your current permit expires, and then you start sending them emails, and that's when they'll be like, oh no, you shouldn't have applied to our prefecture. We're going to close the demand. And then at the like last minute, when you have nothing, they reject you, and then you have to start from zero. And by the time you're starting from zero, you don't have 3 months before the expiration of your visa. The new prefecture is not under any obligation to actually give it to you because you applied late. According to them, it's just gonna be a whole mess. What do you do if you already have admission in Marseille but you don't have accommodation in Marseille? Begin to search for an accommodation. If possible, look for someone temporary that would not mind using the address. Maybe the person will also give you a letter saying that, because I actually got a letter from someone that was willing to say that I'm gonna be with them for 3 months, because I wasn't in Lille when I applied for my residence permit. I was in another region in France called Grand Est. So I had my house there. I still had like 1 month, or I think I have about 3 months rent to go. So I just applied, unknown to me that my application was going to be sent to Grand Test, whereas my admission was in Lille. So I was sending them messages if they could send it my application to Lille and everything, and they never did. My story, I've explained, I've told you, I think I've told you guys briefly what happened to me, my own story. I'm going to link the video up here if you want to watch that video, so you don't make some of the mistakes that I made. But it's natural that I make those mistakes because I didn't have anyone who had done the same thing and could put me through. So now I'm putting you through so you don't make the same mistake. Begin to look for someone in Marseille. If you need to travel down to Marseille to look for a temporary accommodation, do that. My friend did that. He traveled to Marseille, went to a church just randomly, and told them, okay, I don't have an accommodation, this, and they were able to rally around, and someone was able to offer him a temporary accommodation. So things like that work. Not 100% in every situation, but at least it is something that you can try to see if it's going to work for you. If you are going to travel down to Bordeaux for 1 day, 2 days, to look for a temporary accommodation or join groups of people, or just look for a way to find an accommodation in Bordeaux before you go on the ANF site to create an account. In a situation where you don't have admission yet from any of the schools, that's going to be tough. Sometimes some people are actually lucky, and at the end of the day, the prefecture gives it to them. I think it happened to one or two of our colleagues. We're just lucky. Some regions in France are not so problematic. If I can say, some are problematic, some are really problematic. Some regions are not so problematic, so it should be fine. I believe I've said it all. I hope this video makes sense. If you have questions, put them in the comment section. I don't know if I'm going to remember some things after this video because it always happens to me. I always remember at the end. But anyway, I'll try to answer as many questions as I can in the comment section, and I'll try to be available by email and through my social media handle for further questions. If this video was helpful, please give it a big thumbs up, share with your friends living in France, share with your entourage, people you think will need this video, because sometimes even if you are not in France yet but you're aspiring to go to France soon, you are actively applying, it's better you know this information beforehand than you're looking for the information where you cannot find it. Save this video, send it to someone that it would be helpful to. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I look forward to sharing more helpful videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.